Number one, the reason why I didn't want to talk to you for 2 years was because I thought you were too young. You were extremely timid. You were not confident in talking to me at all. I literally, like, you turned bright red. And I was like, what am I going to do with this kid?
We had together. Welcome. This is Austin Rutherford. This is my girlfriend, Pamela. And today we're doing something a little bit different than what we normally do. You know, usually we talk about business, finance, real estate, how to flip houses, do all those fun things. But I get asked often about our relationship. You know, people call me, people text me, people message me on Facebook, Instagram, about questions about a relationship. So this video, I wanted to talk about relationships specifically, kind of like the pillars that we live by in our relationships. And at the beginning of these pillars weren't there. You know, this was a process of getting on the same page, which is kind of what we're going to talk about. You know, I guess when I started this relationship, I always thought like it had to be perfect.
Yeah.
But it's a learning process sometimes.
Nothing's perfect.
For sure. So like I said, today we're talking about the pillars of our relationship to hopefully answer some questions.
Yep. I feel like I've watched a lot of his videos and a lot of them are just very much like straightforward business-like, but this one is actually going to be fun because I'm in it. I'm just kidding, but no. Yeah, this will be more.
It needs to get the most views. No,
You're not. But no, this will be actually like a conversation and, you know, we'll actually talk about what happens and goes on in our relationship. So I'm excited.
Let's do it. So like I said, our goal with this is to show you that like everything's not 100% perfect, sunshine and rainbows all day, every day. You know, we're going to keep it real with you guys. So, you know, for that, make sure you hit that like button below for the YouTube algorithm. It'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. And also make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. So let's get to it.
Well, I'm ready.
So before we get started, make sure you follow her on Instagram. It's at Pamela_Foley. You can just see, you know, the life, the travel, the goods, the bads, the ups and downs. So, you know, you can see a little bit of everything. But looking back, we've been together for just over 2 years now. It's been great.
Amazing.
Amazing. Spectacular.
Best 2 years of your life.
Agreed, for sure. So together for just over 2 years. And when I look back, like there's really like 4 big pillars that we've kind of built in our relationship. So we're going to talk about those 4 things here today. And for anybody out there who's in a relationship watching this, depending what side of the relationship you're on, some entrepreneurs are just crazy and delusional at times, and at times hard to deal with. So the 4 things, the first one is actually getting her to give me the time of day. Kidding, but for real, I asked her out for 2 years in a row, and then she finally said yes. But the first thing is controlling the controllables. The second thing is believing in yourself. The third thing is investing into your future financially and up here in your brain and working on yourself. And the fourth thing is
Sunday talk.
Yep, something we call Sunday talk. So we're going to break all those down. And make sure you pay attention because the last one, the Sunday talks, I think is one of the biggest things that we've done in our relationship. And I think what could help a lot of people if they implement it as well.
Agreed.
All right, so number one, controlling the controllables. You know, basically the essence of controlling the controllables is you only worry about the things that you can control. I guess, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I feel like when I first met you, I used to freak out about every single thing. Everything, like
phone call, like, oh, babe, like, guess what?
Oh my God, this just happened. What do I do? Like freak out about things that like already happened. So I'm like, why am I stressing out about it? I can't go back and change it. So I might as well just like roll with the punches. And I feel like where you helped me a lot is like I said, would overreact about certain things, be overly emotional. And you would always say, can you control it? If I said no, which was 9 out of 10 times I said no, he would just be like, all right, well, don't worry about it. It will work itself out. Just control what you can, which usually would be my emotions and how I react to things. So a lot of times I catch myself like going to overreact. I'm like, no, don't do it. And I feel like I've carried that on into our relationship also, and in not just our relationship, but like also in friendships, you know, working with clients, literally everything. So
it's a muscle you have to train.
You have to, because I've gotten way better, but I still catch myself sometimes like, oh, don't do it. It's not worth it. So I feel like definitely shout out to you because you helped me a lot with that. And I feel like it's helped me become a better person. Honestly, that sounds really corny, but it's true.
Agreed, 100%. It's like people want something happens and then you act off emotion. When you act off emotion, it's never the response that should actually come. Yeah. So especially if you're in a relationship or you have family or kids or moms or dad, whatever position it is, Like when you're acting off emotion around people, you're not doing them the justice that they deserve, because you could be at a high peak on the emotion and you can say something that hurts the other person.
And then you can't take it back.
100%. You know, once words comes out, they're out. So, you know, I always control the controllables, think about, you know, what just happened before you react to that. So.
And with relationships, don't try to make your partner tell you how they feel at that moment. If they need to cool off, let them cool off.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times.
Yep.
So one of the examples for that, and we'll get into the depths of it here in a second, but you know, you just recently not recently, it's been almost a year now, but you're a licensed realtor. What did people tell you, like when you got started as a realtor?
I was told usually most realtors sell anywhere between 2 to 3 houses.
A year.
Yeah, don't quit your current job if you have one, because it's going to be hard to make a living in your first couple years, I was told. So that was discouraging, not gonna lie. But then you always said, forget them, don't listen to anybody else whenever they're being negative. And that helped me a lot, especially because, you know, in the beginning, I try to take the test.
We're gonna get to that in a second. Believe in yourself, that's the next one.
Okay.
But going back to it, like whatever the regular is for somebody else does not mean that has to be regular for you. So the uncontrollables is like what happens in life, right? The controllables are the actions that you take to get there. So if you're only supposed to sell 2 to 3 houses a year, but you can control making X amount of phone calls, connecting with X amount of people, building X amount of relationships, that's what you can control. And then how many houses do you end up selling?
13.
So instead of 2 to 3, you sold 13 because you took the actions that you could control. So huge. You can only worry about what you can control, because 90% of life you have zero control over. So you control what you can control, and whatever happens after that happens. So number 2 is believing in yourself and believing in each other. I've made many videos on this YouTube channel already that talks about my confidence is what has helped me get to the position that I'm in today. So confidence is literally belief in oneself, but when you're in a relationship, you got to believe in one another and you got to support one another. You can't be tearing each other down. So, you know, something for me is always like, people always say like, what if this happens, or what if that happens, or what if I lose, or what if I go bankrupt, or what if, but don't ask yourself what if negative, ask yourself what if this is the best decision I've ever made in my life. So what was your take on belief in oneself, you know, then versus now?
In what aspect, like with a relationship or business?
All the above.
Well, number 1, the reason why I didn't want to talk to you for 2 years was because I thought you were too young. You were extremely timid. You were not confident in talking to me at all. I literally, like, you turned bright red. And I was like, what am I going to do with this kid?
We had to go there.
Like, what am I going to do with you? I can't date this person. And then fast forward to 2 years later, and I was like,
during the 2 years where she played me. She didn't show me no love, but
you came back and you were a whole different person.
Yeah. So I believed in myself.
Yes, and I could tell by the way you carried yourself. It was actually like attractive. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. No, but
he's not. And also when I first became a realtor, obviously I was desperately trying to be a realtor because I just wanted to like move forward with this new chapter in my life. I took the test. I failed a couple times. I was really upset. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm over it. This is not for me. And you were very, 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 very supporting and like motivating me. Like, you can do it. Don't quit. I would literally text and call you like, nope, didn't pass.
But that goes back to believing in each other. You know, she was obviously disappointed. Like, you worked really hard. You studied. You were up all night.
Literally.
Didn't sleep.
Never.
So like when you work hard at something and then you fail, quote unquote, like that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, you're hurt because of it. So
people always try, or maybe think like, maybe this is meant to be, like I keep doing this and not getting this result. So maybe I'm not supposed to be a realtor, you know, but.
So she first, you know, time she failed, she was obviously sad. Second time she was sad. And then she called me one time and it was like, I'm done. I don't want to be a realtor. It's over. Not with us, obviously, with the realtor thing. And I just like sat on the phone. I'm like, babe, like, you know, quit doing that. Like, you're talking negativity is another huge one. It's not even here, but negativity has zero place in our relationship.
True.
So I was like, quit being negative. Like, it's okay. You know, I've lost money on deals before. I've had bad phone calls. You know, I've done things wrong many, many times before. But guess what? If you keep doing it, you're going to get better at it, and you eventually pass the test.
True. And I will say, when I did pass the test, I went in with a very positive, like, I was like, I'm just not gonna worry about it. I already passed in my mind. And then when I saw the pass, I was like, oh.
Time just hadn't caught up yet. It
Yes.
caught up now.
Yes.
I love it. So believing in yourself is huge. Something else here too. I always say you cannot find peace and happiness simply in another person. They can add to your peace and happiness without a doubt. They have to. But if you're looking for peace and happiness in somebody else, it will never
You're
work.
never gonna find
Ever. You have to have belief in yourself, confidence in yourself, and be at peace with yourself. And then your significant other will add to that, and then you guys just grow from there. So believing in yourself and then believing in each other makes everything make sense.
Yep.
For sure. And number 3, we're already on like number 7. We talked about like negativity, a whole bunch of other things. But anywho, the 3 that we had planned, investing. So investing financially into things that'll better your future, and investing in here to things that'll better your future. Before we even met, like you read books, like you spent a lot of time alone to find yourself. Like that's what I loved about you at the time. So you have to do that. But the financial side of things, you had a semi-hard time adjusting to the investing on the financial side of things.
I was just cared about good credit.
Yeah, great credit.
And I have great credit, but like I didn't like invest my money ever.
Yeah.
I just thought it should just be like sitting in the bank and I can just like count my coins and like just stack it up.
Or under your mattress.
It wasn't under my mattress.
The safe.
It was somewhere. Not
the bank.
Yeah.
But so think about this. When you're in a relationship, if you guys are not going in the same direction, you're growing apart. And at the beginning, nothing really changes. Like you're growing apart, it's like a centimeter. But then it's 2 centimeters, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then 7. A year later, you look up, and you're like, wow, like this isn't working anymore.
Right.
So you have to make sure you're on the same path. So I'm obviously I invest a lot in money into business, into myself, into growth. I take a lot of risk with for the fulfillment of the reward. And that's just how I live my life. So that's something that we butted heads on a couple of times because I would move X amount of dollars and it just wouldn't sit right at the time. And, over time we talked about it hey, here's why I'm doing this. Hey, this worked here. You know what I mean? And investing, now is okay with you.
Yes.
So what do you
Now I'm
invest
trying to
in?
make more money so I can invest more money.
There it is. So what was your first investment put money into?
Crypto.
Yeah.
Well, really the first one was when I lend you money, but.
Yeah, you funded a deal for me.
Yeah.
Yep. So real estate, we use other people's money to fund our deals. She lent money, we paid her interest. I won, we made money on the deal.
I was like,
She
this is
won, she made
great.
interest.
I don't have to worry about losing my money. Yeah.
My best friend and her funded the deal together. Again, trying to level each other up at the same time. But I remember the first time you put money into crypto. It was at a point crypto was still kind of new to me, and there was word going around that crypto is going to go to zero.
Yeah.
It's about to have a massive crash. And she called me one day. I was at work. She called me 3 times, bow, bow, bow. I was like,
It was not 3 times.
twice. I was like, hello? She's like, crypto's crashing. Oh my, how do I sell? I'm over here grabbing my phone, trying to figure out how much money I'm losing. And I look at it and I'm like, babe, it's down 2%. She was like, yeah, I lost $15.
Okay, Winnie cannot say this.
Why not? We can keep all this. Anywho.
Oh my God.
But since then.
It wasn't 15.
It was 50, you're right. But since then, I was like, babe, investing has ups and downs. It goes up over time, but there is some ups and downs. And since then,
I just like the investments where you just win.
Don't we all? But since then, she'll come home babe, I just put X amount of dollars into crypto. So she's now loving it.
I'm on board.
100%. Both on board. Yeah, investing. Again, if you're not growing apart, if you're not going in the same direction, it's never going to work. So us being on the same page, investing financially into things to grow and investing here to grow is huge. Reading books, journaling, affirmations, working out in the morning, all those things, help invest in ourselves, which helps grow one another.
Agreed.
And then the last thing, number 4, is Sunday talks. If you ask her, it was her idea.
I think it was my idea.
Definitely wasn't her idea. Anywho, I had the idea. I was like, babe, every Sunday let's sit down and talk to one another, say what we loved about the week and what we loved about each other. You know, maybe like you cooked dinner, maybe you surprised me with flowers, whatever it is. Like what went well, and also what didn't go well. So the things that like irritated us and the solution to those things. So not only do you say like, hey, don't do this, you say, hey, don't do this because it makes me feel like this. And next time react like this so we don't have those same problems.
And then also, then the last thing you forgot is what we can do to work on our goals.
To make each other better and to work on our goals.
Yeah.
So what we loved, what we can work on, and like what we can work on like towards one another. And then the third is like what we can like, what's our goal for the week? You know, what do we want to accomplish?
Right.
Again, continuously uplifting all the way around. But yeah, every Sunday, you know, it's not like a 5-hour meeting or anything like that.
It's like 10, 15.
Yeah, you know, it's 10, 15 minutes, super easy. But like we meet about all these other things. We meet for work, we meet for business, we meet for basketball practice, we meet for, you know, card club. We do all these meetings to work on all these things, but you never actually take time to speak to your significant other and like work on y'all's relationship. So taking out the time, we do it Sunday nights.
Yep.
And taking out the time just to talk and learn and grow with one another has been huge too.
I feel like that's the best part of a relationship.
For sure.
Like I look forward to Sundays.
Agree. So if she's got a bone,
Sometimes
if she's got a bone to pick, she's really looking for.
I'm just killing it. There's nothing here he needs. Like, you're perfect this week. I'm like, I know.
Happens all the time.
But no, seriously, I recommend everybody do it. I've actually recommended it to some of my girlfriends, and I feel like they've started to do it, and they're like, wow, this really does help and has made our relationship better. So I think
it was such a good idea you had.
I know, it's such a good idea. No, it was your idea. So I appreciate it, and I'm happy that we do this, and I feel like everybody should do it.
It's a game changer. You got to do it.
Honestly.
So, like I said, we covered 4 specific things. As you can tell, during that entire time, we're just throwing other ones out. So there's probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 things that like are non-negotiables in our relationship, which has grown into non-negotiables. But you got to spend time on it. You got to work on the relationship. You got to talk about the relationship to actually grow. If something's like irritating you and you don't talk about it, it's not going to do you any good at all. It's just going to keep bubbling.
It's just going to like fester.
Up. Yeah. Never a good thing.
I feel like we don't do that ever.
No, that's what Sunday talks are for. Yeah. Like worst case, it's a week, and then you can let it out.
Well, no, I feel like if we do have like disagreements, we talk about it, and then we bring it back up on Sunday.
Agreed, 100%. What you always say? Don't go to sleep mad at one another.
Yes, I don't want to go to sleep mad at you.
I love it. So yeah, you know those are the top 4. How do you think that went?
I think it went well.
Me too.
This was fun. Our first one. Is it our last one?
Definitely not the last one.
It went what? No, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is just as good as our last 2 years together. Aww.
That's so cute. But if you don't want it to be our last one, comment below and let us know any other relationship questions y'all have. If you want to know anything about our relationship or how we got through so-and-so or how money has, I have no idea. Anything you want to know, drop a question in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to follow her on Instagram.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys being here. See you on the next one.